Episode 26. Isolate the victim. Imagine you're a master seducer, with the power to unwind even the most steadfast mind from its emotional anchors and supports. To steadily strip away someone's defenses until their entire reality exists only in relation to you, their sole source of comfort, stability, and enchantment in a disorienting world crafted by your influence. It's a supremely powerful seduction indeed. Such is the strategy laid out by Greene in his infamous text, The Art of Seduction. And the name of the game is isolation, the gradual untethering of your target's soul through subtle separations, and the creation of new, intoxicating contexts you control. The process begins with enveloping their life. On the surface, most people seem reasonably strong and in control. But Greene explains that their sense of strength comes from an intricate web of emotional nests and safety nets they've woven, their friendships, family connections, daily habits and routines. These provide a comforting sense of continuity and familiarity. As the seducer, you want to gently unravel those nests and cut those safety lines one by one. You must insinuate yourself into their life, becoming an all-pervading presence. Use your attentions and charms to crowd out the influence of their friends and family. Subtly criticize those peers as being jealous of the thrilling new world you are offering. Or condemn them as dull, adolescent influences, holding your victim back from growth and excitement. At the same time, disrupt the daily routines and habits that provide a sense of structure. Lure them into new experiences and environments more attuned to your shaping. The more unsettled they feel in their usual patterns and surroundings, the more they will instinctively cling to your audacious presence for stability. The exotic dislocation. For maximum impact, Greene recommends physically isolating your target by whisking them off to some exotic, unfamiliar locale that you are intimately familiar with. It could be a secluded island, a foreign city you know well, or any environment rich with intoxicating cultural associations. Cleopatra employed this masterfully in seducing Julius Caesar with the overtures of sailing down the Nile, luring him deeper into the bewitching heart of Egypt. With every Roman mile they traveled, Caesar grew more isolated from his empire and its obligations, enraptured by the novelties of exotic Egypt revealed by his cunning tour guide Cleopatra. Another famous seductress was Nathalie Barney, who rekindled her flagging affair with poet René Vivien by luring her to the island of Lesbos, legendary home of the ancient lesbian poet Sappho. René was quickly disarmed and infatuated by the associations of the locale, allowing Nathalie to recapture her imagination. Breaking from the romantic past. Along the same lines, you'll want to cut threads binding your victim to their romantic pasts, as these represent psychological anchors. Subtly reopen old wounds and unresolved feelings from prior relationships. More directly, you can actively disparage and belittle the virtues of their former lovers, positioning yourself as a romantic ideal superior in every way. Shakespeare's Machiavellian villain Richard III even goes to murderous extremes, killing the husband and son of a virtuous lady named Anne. But then he seduces her by claiming it was all done out of his overwhelming desire for her beauty. His tactic is despicable but devilishly effective. In one stroke, he has severed Anne's connections to those who mattered most, leaving her alone and vulnerable in the world, but for him. Packaging the isolation as thrilling adventure. Of course, for all this isolation to work, you must package it as an adventure filled with pleasures, attention, and novelty. People's deepest insecurities often make them crave being led down a path of elevated excitement, out of their bland status quo. Make your victim feel they are leaving the comforts of their past for something infinitely more thrilling and alive. Seduce them with promises of new experiences and environments tailored to send their mundane worries into oblivion. But you'll intoxicate them best if you can introduce a whisper of potential danger or risk as well. A sense of the unknown or forbidden hovers in the background, making the adventure all the more irresistible. and in their state of pleasurable disorientation, you will be seen as the only source of comfort, guidance, and security. Complete obedience, through utter need. By slowly unraveling all the contexts and supports someone usually leans on, you can turn even the most secure and strong-willed individual into a needy supplicant, pathologically dependent on you. Their sense of autonomy and self-possession is utterly undermined. You have isolated them into a shrunken world where you are their only emotional anchor in a sea of unfamiliarity. It's in this state of monumental vulnerability, Greene argues, that someone can become putty to be fully seduced and sculpted to your desires. You have harnessed their basic human need for comfort and guidance by making their world contingent on you alone. Just move with artful patience, enrapturing them with new delights and environments, as you systematically sever each tie to their old sense of security and self-determination. It is an extraordinarily powerful seductive technique, but one that necessitates steely control over your own emotions and calculations. The process leaves your victim disoriented and isolated not just from other influences, but from their own history and convictions. You become the only voice to which they can cling. And stripped of all their former defenses and positions, your seductive aims are rendered all the more irresistible and complete. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and if you found something relatable, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. Now on to something crucial. Make it a habit to learn something valuable every day that genuinely benefits you. Remember, the content you feed your mind is like nourishment for your brain, so choose wisely. Be intentional about it. Otherwise, algorithms may manipulate your thinking. Consider that. Additionally, we're now welcoming contributions in the form of subscriptions to help fund our upcoming projects and provide you with outstanding content. Join us in our journey by subscribing today.